I've lost a couple of friends over arguments about how Africans shouldn't call themselves black because African Americans are black. But that's a story for another day.
I mean, but the thing is, growing up in Ghana, like we didn't call ourselves black.
No, I get you.
You get it? Like the whole black thing came from the West.
West.
We just say, I'm Ghanaian.
So my thing was like, I feel like when we were approached initially by whites, we were singled as other.
Other, yeah.
So blackness and otherness together, we were othered in our own homes. So as Africans abroad, it's kind of offensive.
Hi guys, welcome to another exciting episode of the Sincerely Accra podcast. You know how we do. My name is Joseph Inti, host of the Sincerely Accra podcast, and I want to give a quick shout out to the co-creator and producer of this podcast. That's Mr. Kwame Asante Ofori, of course. We also have to give a quick shout out to the GCR network. That's the #1 podcast hosting network in the whole Ghana. Yes, I know you're expecting it, so I have to give it to you. Ooh, okay. So look, on today's episode, we're going to be talking to someone very special. It's very interesting because I realized that we go way back 2018.
So way back.
We actually worked together.
Way back.
And today, this interview is happening, and it's always cool to speak to really cool people who are doing stuff in the creative scene. Because, and I watched an interview that you did recently and you kind of echoed my sentiments. We have a lot of talented people. We may not be making the same waves as certain countries, name withheld, but you can get from my green or white. But, we have really cool talents here. And so it's always great for us to, kind of like elevate them and celebrate them. But anyway, today we're going to be talking to the one, the only, the one and not the two.
The big and not the little one.
Yes. BZ Darko.
Hi.
Welcome.
Oh, thank you.
I really like the silver and black thing going on.
I think that is my statement. It's my uniform, actually.
No, I really like it. And on the 3 Music, the Culture Daily show, the lady was like, oh my God, your foundation that blends with your neck so much. I was like,
oh, thank you. Is that not usual?
I mean, you cannot blame her, you can't blame her. All right, let's get into it. So I know that you lived in Ghana until you were 14.
Yeah.
And then you moved out to study in boarding school and then uni.
Yeah.
Okay. But you were studying sociology.
Literally.
Yeah. Right? And you were saying that you were afraid that your parents would not think you're serious if you told them you wanted to study film.
Yeah. What? And my parents are not even strict.
Yeah, so they're very supportive.
I'm like, there's something, they call it something, but I put those high expectations on myself. So I always think people like...
Are you a firstborn?
I am a firstborn.
The first daughter. Yeah. I completely understand.
It's crazy, yeah. So I put it on myself. But yeah.
Oh, okay. So when you were away, would you say like the interest in creativity started when you were here or when you went away?
When I was away.
When you were away?
It started maybe like 2 years before I got here.
Oh, then that's uni.
Yeah.
Oh, because I also know that you were part of a creative collection called The Crack. Okay, let's talk about that.
So it was so funny because it was my friends and one of them rapped, one of them did photography, one of them did production and tech. I kind of was just finding myself creatively. I wasn't sure what I did, but I wasn't like they formed and then I joined them in the same year. And it was just a collective. It was just a bunch of us. We used to throw parties, but they were like creative experiences. So it wasn't just like a house party. It was like everything was curated, music videos. So they kind of like were my senseis. Like they trained me.
Yeah. Because I mean, when we did meet in 2018, you used to throw all of those really interesting parties.
And so I used to creative direct those parties. And so I brought that kind of mindset to Ghana.
Okay.
It was.
You still keep in touch with the people from the Crack?
Oh yeah, no, they're all my brothers still.
Okay. And does the Crack still exist as the Crack?
Yeah, it still does.
Oh really?
Yeah.
What does it do now? Is it like a bigger version?
They do events, still main in London. They do shows.
Come on.
They did something with Adidas recently.
What?
Yeah, no.
Okay. Oh yeah, big.
No, yeah, they're fine. It's great. I did a party with them last year.
Oh, okay.
I did creative direction for that event.
Was it in Ghana or?
No, it was in London. So I went over and...
Come on.
It was fun.
Flew out for the Crack.
Yeah, no, we're still a tight-knit group.
You said in a lot of interviews that you used to watch a lot of television. So I just wanted to get into some of your favorite shows when you were growing up.
Growing up, like when? Like, do you want to start from like the base?
Like we can start from Ghana and then when you like, for example, like I used to watch Taina.
I used to watch Taina.
The Parkers?
I used to watch the Parkers. I used to watch all of that.
Yes.
One-on-one.
My Wife and Kids. Yes.
I used to watch all of that stuff. But I used to really, my mom used to like medical shows. So I used to stay away from Grey's Anatomy, ER. Yeah. So I stayed away from that stuff. I used to be into like
the more artsy stuff.
I watched the first episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Oh, really?
When it aired. Like when it...
Like no promo,
2007,
nothing.
like I was on board.
So was that your first reality show you ever watched?
Was it?
I think...
Yes, it was. Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Okay.
Love and Hip Hop.
Love and Hip Hop. I think mine was all of those TLC shows. So definitely Lahani Boo Boo. Okay. Maybe Cheetahs.
Toddlers and Tiara.
Yeah.
Cheetahs.
Cheetahs definitely.
Yeah. I knew it was scripted from a very young age.
Cheetahs?
Of course.
Oh, it's scripted?
Of course it's
This
scripted.
is like me finding out about Santa Claus. Oh no.
It's scripted.
Oh wait, so like it's fake
it's
cheating?
So scripted. They're all actors. It's not real cheating. It's not.
Okay, wait.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, wait.
I'm so sorry.
Catfish. What about Catfish? You remember Catfish?
No, Catfish is real.
It's real. Okay.
Catfish is real.
Okay, yeah. But I'm thinking, and I don't remember. I feel like in Ghana, our version of reality TV is the beauty pageants.
Day Rush. Day Rush is great though. Don't get me wrong.
It's deep reality.
Day Rush is
because it's all on the stage.
Yeah, it's
all on the stage.
That's our idea of what reality is. A mentor.
TV3 mentor, Stars of the Future. Reality.
Yeah, actually, TV3 Mentor was kind of my first reality show.
Yeah, because they used to live
it's true. in the
it's
house.
True.
I used to find it fascinating. Big Brother. I used to watch that too.
Africa and Nigeria?
Yeah, and Nigeria. I still watch Nigeria.
You still watch Nigeria? Oh,
I mean, it wasn't that great this year, but...
I know, right? Oh my goodness. This was the worst one.
Dusty.
It's very, very dusty. There's too many people who think they're important. That's what happened.
Too many people focused on what we're recording. Like how the fans see
the
them.
brand.
Like too many people, like self-consciousness.
It's too much.
But also that All-Star season was...
I think that's what it is.
And so it was like a hard fall.
Yes. Because it was every single hour there was something to see.
No, literally, it was so good.
Oh, it was so great. Anyway, so when we met in 2018, I think you had a party called Blacklisted. You had people in the boxes and I think in the Culture Daily interview, you were talking about how even though you're doing a lot of immersive experiences, you don't think they were very well patronized. But I don't remember it that way. Because we used to pack the house.
No, you know what it is? The first Blacklisted was free.
Oh, okay. Yes. Sir.
The trip was invitation only.
Okay.
And my third one, Busy Vision, is when I actually charged. That's when I got sponsors, etc.
Yeah.
But by then I was kind of just like, you know what I mean? And then COVID came immediately after that. So it just kind of, I had to restructure what it is that I was doing with my creativity. Yeah. Because I couldn't do live shows anymore.
Yeah. And like that also has to make sense, the bottom line, because you can't always be running like...
100%. Look, because I mean, I was thinking like, even when I was doing Busy Vision, I was wondering like, okay, after this, if I did something else, would I get these sponsors? Like some of the sponsors were drink sponsors. Well, they just gave me drinks. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah. Let them know they're always going to be happy to help you in kind before the cash.
When it comes to the money,
it wasn't that easily.
Yeah. So I mean, like, the future didn't look bright. Should I say I was pessimistic about the whole thing? And then COVID happened at the same time. So I took it as a sign. I was just like, okay, pump the brakes. But if I was to, like, do something for the rest of my life and like not care about how much I made, that's probably what I would do.
It's so sad.
I have to put it in a box.
Yeah, you always have to think about the money because it makes the work go around. But that's what it is.
And the community, the environment, also makes a difference. So you have to be able to change to where you are. Like I don't live in London anymore. I don't live where these things happen regularly, very easily. And so I can't say because I'm here, I'm just gonna I have to kind of also adjust to what's...
I mean, talking about not being in London anymore, I wanted to ask, so why did you decide to come back? Because, a lot of people would say, you do boarding school, you do uni, you're a part of the CREC, and there's a lot of opportunity for the CREC to grow and do the events, how easily, there's a community there, people understand these kind of things. Why would you come back to Ghana?
So... after I did uni in England, I went and did my master's in New York.
Yeah.
So I was in New York. So I was in New York for like a good year. And I was just like, wow, this is so great. But I had never felt like so much of an immigrant.
In New York.
You know what I'm saying? Because I was in England from like 14 to, but when I went to New York, I was just like, wow.
I need a few examples. What made you...
African Americans differentiate themselves from Africans, whereas in the UK, it's like first generation, second generation African. So everyone who is Black knows and relates to where they're from, even if they're Black British. Your mom knows where your grandma is from, like to some degree. So there's still kind of like
a link,
like a formation of identities. It still exists, but in America, African American is like African American. Then there's African.
Yeah.
So I used to have I've lost a couple of friends over arguments about how Africans shouldn't call themselves Black because African Americans are Black. But that's a story for another day.
I mean, but the thing is, growing up in Ghana, like we didn't call ourselves Black.
No, I get you.
You get it? Like the whole Black thing came from the West. We just say, I'm Ghanaian.
So my thing was I feel like when we were approached initially by whites, we were singled as other.
Other, yeah.
So Blackness and otherness together, we were othered in our own homes. So as Africans abroad, it's kind of offensive a little bit when you tell us not to refer to us because it's like we see ourselves as the original Black, like we weren't just
the
here
source.
like right the original. So it's kind of but it was a back and forth.
Oh my God, the conversation just got real deep,
know, right?
real woke. Oh my God, Elon Musk is shaking. But thinking about it, you actually achieved a lot in 2018 when you came down. I mean,
I came back. So sorry, I actually came back because I was just like, it's not because I felt like an immigrant. No, I came back because I was just like, I have so many ideas and I'm seeing so many things. I'm going to museums and I'm seeing, but when I go home, it's just party. There's no
yes, the experiences were not
there's
as
no
varied.
Artistic, cultural experiences that are not that there are none, but there are none that are out of the box, so crazy that
it's okay to say it.
I mean, none of that now is it's a bit different now. But when I came,
yes, which is why you can say you're a pioneer.
I think I came in 2017 for 6 months in between uni and that's when I really got to experience it. And I was just like, wow, this is it's just the club, and even then the club wasn't even popping like
wasn't
that.
Even popping,
you know what I'm saying?
No,
so I was
honestly.
why don't we? So it was the need to fill that space over here.
And that's fine,
home, honestly.
The nightlife scene, the immersive experience scene, the creative experience scene back in 2018 was barely there. It was just, come, let's drink, let's get really messed up and go to the next function. And so it's cool. I think you are definitely a pioneer of that. Following Blacklisted, you got to do work on the Dirty Rave, I think bus. The bus, yeah. That was really cool. How did that come about for you?
Honestly, it was really funny because when I was approached, I had to go to London for Christmas with my family. So it was crazy because I had to design it. I had my team help me. Shout out to Boy D. I had my team help me set things up and gather things here. But I did the design and I came back and then we did the complete thing. But it was it was interesting. It was the first time I had done something that lots of people in Ghana were going to see.
True. Because your first year events were very invitational. Because honestly, I remember when I was like, oh my God, BZ is actually moving. And the next thing I saw was Afrochella. Yeah. That was huge.
That was crazy.
Yeah. Before we come to that, I just wanted to know, what was it like putting together a team here in Ghana to do work and see things from your... Because I remember when you were doing Blacklisted and we came to the space, in the daytime, you were still putting the boxes and everything together. And I remember you said, oh, I have to put up glasses in Frankie's box, but I'm not going to do it myself because I don't want to hurt myself. Yeah. And he was like, I hope people understand when they come. So I'm just thinking, if that's how you feel about the audience, what's it like communicating to a team and putting them together in the first place?
It was...
use your word.
It was a challenge.
Okay.
But I learned really well from challenges. So with every year, my team got better, more well equipped, to deal with my craziness, because I have crazy ideas. And so my team, usually I like to build a team that can think outside the box with me, or at least try.
Yeah.
And I find that it's really kind of hard here.
It's true.
I don't know why. I mean, I know why.
You know why.
It was part of the reason why I left. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
It was part of the reason why I was just like, do I want to do?
Not gonna get me
do I want to do
know?
my formative years
here?
I want to be thrown in, even if it's in the wild. Throw me in the wild.
Yeah.
I want to But I feel like it's very sheltered here. So my team used to be horrified at some of my ideas, but I used to have to sit them down and show them like things that I had seen before, like things I had experienced before, and like just open my mind. It's just like communication really helped.
Yeah.
But it wasn't easy. And good people also. I found really good people when I started working early, luckily, thank God. That I still work with today.
That's always a blessing.
Yeah.
So what was like the whole, what did you get to do for Afrochella?
I did their screen visuals. So, I mean, like it's so funny. Like I saw a video of them on my phone, and Afrochella just used to be like a screen and a stage and some lights and then a crowd. But now it's like a whole...
It's a whole thing, the whole stage.
Thing. Like it's so... And it's really nice to see, because when they had the initial, like, that was the second Afrochella that I did. The first one was at
it was Apollo Court. It was so tiny. It was so tiny. It was
really cute. That was, and I was there.
I was there too.
Oh yeah, I was there for that. So that was, so it was nice to see, like, it felt like we were all trying to get our ideas out there and push against something. So it was a good experience.
Was that the one that Daddy Lumba performed at?
It was.
Oh my God! You did it. Okay, CV, come on.
No, I'm not gonna lie. One of the best moments ever.
I know you also did some work for TV3. What exactly? I wasn't too sure
about
that.
Design.
For which show?
Let me tell you something.
Take your time.
So COVID didn't hit Ghana really till like March.
Yeah, it was coming.
Cool. So I started working at TV3 like January. And so I started doing set design. I did work on Date Rush, the second season or the third season.
Oh my goodness. You did the set design for Date Rush?
Yeah, no, I came, they were halfway through. Let me not collect credit for that.
Okay.
And then they did their Independence Day.
Yes,
thing.
when the presenters were
right.
Local
so I did the set for that. And then they did what was it? Battle of the Sexes. They did like a show.
I don't know that.
Yeah, there's this, So then I was just trying to get corporate experience.
Right.
I was just like, let me just stop trying to be, I'm girl bossing too much. Let me try and go and enter the system and see what's going on.
Yeah.
It was interesting. I understood a lot about TV from that short time, because as soon as COVID hit, everybody left the office. So that was like 3 months.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
a quick 3 months.
Quick, and I was out.
And then you were at home and you were watching a bunch of reality TV shows and you decided to do GH Queens.
Yeah, but funny enough, I actually kind of had the idea for that whilst we were still at TV3.
Oh, okay.
So we were kind of like, they were letting some people leave early. They were kind of confused because people didn't know how big COVID was going to be.
Yeah.
Right. So I was still in TV3, 1 foot in, and then like 1 foot kind of out. And then I got the idea, put a pitch together and showed it to TV3. And they were just like, nah.
No.
Okay. They were just like, nah. No. And no one will watch it. We don't have the money. No one will watch it.
No, we don't have the money.
We don't have the money.
When you pitched it, did you already pitch the cast?
Yeah.
And they said no?
No, it was a slightly different cast.
Different cast, okay.
It was the cast I had hoped for. So Mona was actually in my first draft.
Okay.
But I couldn't get it.
Okay.
So it was kind of different from the first, but it was kind of pretty much the same.
Yeah.
And they were just like, no. But that time it's just like, why is the set designer bringing us a bitch?
Oh, okay.
So I couldn't
stay in your lane.
I don't blame them.
Yeah.
But I did try, and shout out to Joe Wackle as well, because Joe Wackle was the only one, because he was working in the...
Yeah, it's true. He was at TV3.
No, literally. And he was the only one who would listen to my crazy shit.
Yeah.
He's the only one. He'd just be like, this could run. I'm just like, yeah, really? It's like, yeah. I'm like, okay.
Ghanaian corporate is also people of a particular age.
No, literally,
and they just sometimes don't get it.
Yeah.
So what was it like? Also from there, how did you get it to end up on Aquaba Magic?
DSTV was honestly my first, because my thing is like, that's the biggest, that's Africa.
Yeah, that's Africa. Mm-hmm.
Right? Aquaba Magic is Ghana's version of Africa Magic, right? So, it was only fitting. They had just started. They were onboarding a bunch of new, so they didn't commission me, but they licensed it.
Oh, okay.
At the time. So I was one of like the first year experiments, kind of.
Okay, so licensed, what does it mean?
They borrowed it.
Okay.
for some coin.
Okay.
And they gave it back
Okay.
when the time is up. So
Okay.
they have a certain period in
That
which
they show it.
and I
Okay.
can't do anything else with it legally.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
So what influenced, because I realized the cast changed a little bit in season 2.
It did.
What influenced the change in the cast? Was it availability, or you just felt like, okay, these girls are boring?
It's a mixture. It was a mixture of a lot of things. Reality shows, it's crazy. You have different things. You have cast fallout. You have issues with production. You have their own availability. You don't know what they're... So it was a mixture of that. Also, beef.
Just
Ghanaian girls don't like to...
Okay, let's just make it a PC. Some people didn't get over the beef.
Yeah.
And so you just had to...
And they weren't trying to feel... in like America and other countries, you pray for beef. So you come back next season and you can duke it out again, get another check. But
they're like, that's
Ghanaian girls don't like to, should I say, like, fight in public. And that kind of counts as
keep
public.
It together. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Because I know the first season, the reunion was hosted by Official Kwame.
Also, other things. There was also, they had life things. Like
that's happening. Okay.
Like, Coco had a baby.
Okay, yeah.
So that was also...
So things changed.
So it wasn't it wasn't completely a fallout situation. Like half fallout, half fallout with production.
And life also just happening. And yeah.
Complete reboot.
Okay. And so season 2, now we have Hajia, we have Ifya, I'm forgetting the other 2.
Hajia, Ifya, Shatamichi. Not Shatamichi, Michi Diamond. Sorry. Not Shata.
Okay,
Michi,
please.
Not Shata.
No, yeah.
Sorry. And Cookie.
Yes. And I remember that the reunion was hosted by Charlie Teo. Really good one. Okay, so I watched the AMVCA when you won. Yeah. You went with your parents. Yeah. I think your dad almost fell.
He literally stumbled.
I was like, oh my God.
And I said, oh my God, did you hear me? I was like, oh.
I don't know if I heard you, but I was screaming. And I was like, oh my God. First I was like, oh my God, Ayebea won. And then I saw your dad almost falling.
No, his shoes were fresh. You can't blame the guy.
Diva trick, always walk in new shoes the night before.
Yes. I'll give him that tip.
What was that feeling like? To me, it's a big deal. It's
like it only, let me tell you something, it only settled in my brain in September when I went back to Nigeria for a wedding. And I was just like, oh shit, I just won an award here. And then I was like, oh shit, I just won an award. Like,
what's it like over there? Like in the auditorium and everything? It's
like Ghana and a rice cooker. Everything is more. People, more. Entertainment, more. Restaurants, more. Food, more.
Not Ghana in a rice cooker.
More. Everything is just more.
Everything is cooked.
Like
over here, we're still in
everything. Yeah. Here's this is like the diet version.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So what's happening? Is season 3 coming up?
Season 3 is coming up.
It's coming up.
We just did casting.
It
takes a second. It takes a second.
I just want to put my ticket in to host the reunion. Thank you very much.
You know what's so funny? I was gonna ask.
You shut up.
I was actually gonna ask
because reality TV is my thing.
No, if
I've been following. So every time, like I'm like, oh, Official Kwame work. Oh, Charlie Dio work.
Yeah, you next.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Now you heard it here first. Season 3 of TH Queens. Oh yeah. All right, now let's talk about the BIIA app. Okay. So I heard of this app, and the funny thing is, I had no idea it had anything to do with you.
I know. I tried to make it that way. I swear.
So when we put everything together, I was like, oh,
that's me.
Okay, so you define it as a creative marketplace.
Yes.
So let's talk about what the BIIA app is and what need you think it is here to fill, or it is here to fill.
Okay, so BIIA is a one-stop shop creative hub. So it's a marketplace where you can find creative staff, equipment, and spaces. So say, for example, you woke up this morning and you wanted to shoot a podcast.
Right.
On BIIA, you should be able to get the lights, the director, the editor, the mics, the space that you're doing.
Okay.
Cashless. All on one app.
What do you mean? Okay. Electronic
As in,
cash.
we're not trading. Yeah, no.
Like free.
It's not free.
Okay. So, basically, is the app ready? It's out.
Yeah.
So, where can we download it? Apple and Google. Okay. And you have to create an account.
And it's free to sign up.
And then you put in your card details.
Yeah. And
then
Momo as well.
Okay. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
So you just go in and then you look for the category of things that you're looking for.
When you sign up, it's going to ask you whether you're a creative or a client.
Oh, okay. So you can sign up as a client.
You can sign up as a client.
So you can go.
So you can come in as you are shopping for people.
Or you can be the one that can be picked up.
Basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Denzel can go and be like, I am a...
Yeah.
creative director.
Yeah.
Production lead.
And we can see your events if you have anything like books that you
Oh,
want
you can
to see.
build a profile?
You can, yeah, it's a profile.
Oh.
Do you want me to show you?
Yeah.
I literally have it on my phone.
Oh, big purr. Yeah. It's like a social media account.
Yeah, basically.
But then people can come over there and be like, oh, he's worked here, he's worked there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, this is my account right now.
Okay. Oh.
But.
All right. Oh, look, makeup artists, influencers, equipment, video production, studio, and dance studio.
Yeah, so I'm signed up as a creative right now. So you could hire me to do creative direction.
So I can go on there and set up a profile as a host.
Yes.
Okay, as a creative director.
You could be booked on there.
And I can be booked. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's really great. And you put in your own rates and everything, right?
Yeah, you set your own rates. It's literally complete financial freedom. Autonomy, it's literally on you. You set up your own.
Can the camera see?
Yes, can the camera see?
Can you see the screen?
Yeah.
Little. Oh, this is really cool. Okay, so it's the BIIA app. Let me see. What? Show me the logo.
That's my logo right there.
Oh, okay, that's it. Okay, so it's BIIA. Mm-hmm. Okay, and what's the Instagram for it?
BIIA the app.
BIIA the app. Mm-hmm. Great. Okay, so really cool. So with this app, what was one of the reasons why you started the app?
So really funny. My whole like ecosystem, should I say, in like working in Ghana since I moved, people have always been asking me for stuff because I've moved in different industries.
Yeah.
I've worked with TV, stage, right?
Live shows.
So for example, my cousin wanted a photographer to take her product photos, and she was like, "Oh, do you know a photographer? Like, oh, do you know I can get a studio? Like, do you know I can rent a camera?" And people always asking me
for those things. Is true.
People always, because I think like I don't have very many like creative friends.
Okay.
I mean, friends in general, but like as in like in my field, should I say? Like, so a lot of people who are like my actual friends and my family members will be like, "Oh, where can I get this? Where can I get that?" Okay. And one day I was just like, "Wait, there's no way you guys can get this yourselves. Like, you have to come to me every time."
They do.
Up until like maybe 3 weeks ago, like, "Oh, where can I get some lights for this party I'm throwing?" Like, "Oh, I'm looking for dancers for me. Oh, I'm looking for a model." People always used to call me to ask for stuff. So I was just like, there needs to be like a
one-stop
shop directory.
Find everything.
Yeah.
Okay. One thing I'm going to say though is ever since like I've known you in 2018, it's like every time you look away and you look back, BIIA's doing something else. You look away. So where's the drive from? Especially because you're also in an industry that is almost like a thankless job. People don't see it for creatives. You always have to like fight for the fair wages because you're like, oh, it's just this, it's just that. Where do you get your drive from?
When I was living in England, most of my friends were Nigerian.
Ha!
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. And they be moving.
First of all, I'm not going to lie. A lot of the ginger, should I call it?
The gra-gra.
It came from being around like people who had that kind of drive we're in the UK, we're not in Nigeria.
True.
So we're all not where we're from, but you still have... So I kind of picked that up, first of all. And then second of all, the desire for Ghana to be looked at.
To be put on the map, as they always say.
Like, can you just take us seriously, please?
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. It's not just when you want to come and like get
party,
drunk at Hootie Hoo Club and Hardy Hard Club. Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong, I used to go out too.
Oh yeah, we used to be in the streets. We used to be.
But like when it comes to like other things, like they don't mention
the talent is here.
The Grammys just happened. Where the hell were we?
I was expecting a Murray.
One person.
Yeah.
Where the hell were we?
I don't know.
They said Afrobeats. Last year they called Tyler. They dragged someone from South Africa.
Yeah.
And they overlooked us.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So things like that, I'm just like, why? Like, why don't they take us seriously? Why are we not as big as... No, I'm not even comparing us to Nigeria at any cost, but like, why are we not as big as we could be? Forget
because
else.
We do have the people.
We have the people.
Yeah, we do.
We literally do. So this app is supposed to create the ecosystem, the system in which people are like able to buy and sell their services. Like people are able to share their talents.
Yes.
Because visibility is also a big
issue. It's a big deal.
It's a big issue.
a big deal.
Like, you know how much a billboard costs?
Oh, so much.
I know how much a billboard costs.
Radio space, TV, interviews.
Hello?
It is,
do you get what I'm saying? So visibility, people don't have control over that if they don't have the finances to access those kind of opportunities.
And our investors don't care.
Right? And Instagram is one big fat pool of everything. You know what I'm saying? So how do you know who is this and who is that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's just supposed to be access to financial freedom.
Actually, speaking about that, is there any way for you to do checks and balances on the people that are signed up to be like talents on the app? Because, you know, there can be people that like, maybe they're not really like all that, but you set up their profile and make it look
when
like...
you say all that, do you mean catfish, all that, or do you mean they're just generally not good?
Catfish, not up to par.
We have security systems.
Oh, okay.
In place.
Because like, if you say like you're like a big time photographer, you do this, you do that, and then you are taking pictures from, let's say, Google.
Another thing is BIIA does not have BIIA is not liable. We are a marketplace, honey.
Okay,
let's be clear.
Girl, she got lawyers.
Let's be clear.
Okay,
we are a marketplace. So I am just the arena in which everybody is expressing themselves and getting opportunities, reaching out to clients. I'm the marketplace. BIIA is the marketplace.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Between buyer and seller is between buyer and seller. We can only have so much liability and certain things, you know. Okay. But we do have systems in place
to make sure that people
to protect people. Yeah.
I mean, all right. Well, people, that pretty much is our conversation with BZ Darko. You want to definitely check out the BIIA app, and if you're creative, you do any kind of work in the industry, go create an account as well. Because let me tell you something. This is free promo. It is free promo because you can't pay to put yourself on a billboard like you should. You can't get radio ad space.
Not everyone is verified on Instagram.
Exactly. The algorithm is not going to be kind to you. Right. So get your account on the BIIA app and you could get booked, okay? And definitely we're looking out for GH Queens season 3.
GH Queens seasons 1 and 2 are on YouTube now.
Oh, okay.
She owns her content again, honey.
Bet.
So now you can binge watch everything. GH Queens.
Oh, okay. It's GH Queens. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, guys, you heard it here first. Ayebea, any last words before you go?
Download the app.
Download the BIIA app. Oh, look at there.
Download the app. And watch GH Queens on YouTube because the bag is the bag.
The bag is the bag. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for listening. We're going to be right back to do the shout outs.